everyone, my name is Ravneet. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you guys all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have pan on, but I don't talk about them like they're not in any sort of project, and I have never shown them on my channel so far. Like I've never shared those palettes with you guys. Before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I'm having some sort of allergic reaction on my skin. That is the reason I'm not wearing any makeup today. Oh my god, I miss wearing eyeshadows. But yeah, I'm only wearing lipstick and I've done my brows. That's all, and a little bit of moisturizer. I'm hoping that it goes away because my skin is like peeling and it's so weird. I don't know like what product has caused that reaction, but yeah, we'll see. I'm discontinuing the use of any sort of skincare. I'm only using moisturizer, so hopefully it gets better soon, and I am back to wearing eyeshadow. I don't care about wearing rest of the face makeup, but I really miss wearing eyeshadows, so I'm hoping it gets better soon and I'm back to wearing eyeshadows. Because the thing is that my skin, I told you guys my skin is peeling, and it's also peeling on my eyes. Like I don't know what's going on. Like the other day I tried to wear eyeshadow, but it was so bad. Like it got flaky and my eyes started burning. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't the eyeshadows though, it's just like the skin over there is like so sensitive. Well, this is how it is. So without further ado, let's get started. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I'm panning an e.l.f. eyeshadow palette, and the palette that I'm gonna show you is again from e.l.f. and I bought these two palettes together. So this palette is called Summer Breeze. This is how that palette looks like. As you guys can see, I have two pans on this palette. One pan is here. It's a pretty shade, and the other pan is in just like this beigey shade. That is the first palette. I usually use this in summer or fall because it's really pretty. Next palette is also from e.l.f. It's their original matte for matte palette, like the palette that got them started with the matte for matte series. I guess most of us had this palette. I will insert a picture of this palette, how it looked like in the beginning. And this is where we are at with this palette. I am pretty sure that you guys must be wondering that why I don't show this, because this has like so much progress and so many pans showing. I'm gonna explain it. So the first shade, I just used it to set my eyelids, and I just used it as a shedding. Oh, I don't know why I always say shedding. Oh my god. So I just used it as a setting shade. The next three eyeshadows, they weren't just working for me. I tried to put them in my crease and as transition shades, but they weren't really showing up on my skin tone, and that's why they were like really hard for me to work on, because I could not really get any sort of use out of those. So what I did, I took the light pink eyeshadow in here and I guess some sort of pinkish tone that was here. I put them together and I mixed it with like some sort of highlighter and some other colors that from the other palette that I will be showing you in a minute. And I just made a Franken blush and I just used those eyeshadows up that way. And the eyeshadow that was in here, I believe, I used it as bronzer. Yeah, that's the reason, because I was just like Frankening stuff all the time, and there wasn't a consistent progress to show you guys, so that's why I never talked about these eyeshadows or this palette in general. And now let's go to this eyeshadow pan. It had a burgundy eyeshadow in that, and I did not Franken it. I liked the shade really well. I just used it in my crease or in my outer corners, and I used it up that way. I did take the progress pictures of this eyeshadow. I will be inserting them at the end of this video if you guys are interested in watching those. And now let's move on to this eyeshadow. Again, because I have mostly frankened this palette in general, so I have taken this eyeshadow and this one, like the dark gray, and I have mixed those two eyeshadows together, and I have made a brow powder, and that's what I have in my eyebrows today. I will show you guys how it looks like. This is the eyebrow powder that I was talking about. Now we have moved on to the next palette. This palette that I just showed you, it looks like this. I guess I got this palette just to like try it out from Shop Miss A. I mean, I really did not like it at all. I just kept it because its pans are big, and the only original eyeshadow from this one is this shade, because it is the only shade that performed well. Like, I can actually work with that one. All the rest of the shades, they were really hard to work with. Like, I could not use my finger or brush. They were like, you know that how do I explain it? When shimmers get hard pan and we gotta scrape the layer off, that whole eyeshadow was like hard pan itself. So I just scraped them out, and I just kept this palette for frankening purposes, because the pans are like huge and I can easily put the products in that one. So this one is frankened, this is frankened, this is original, which, as you can see, is almost getting finished. I will also insert the progress pictures of this champagne-y sort of shade at the end if you guys are interested in looking at the gradual progress of this eyeshadow. Yeah, that's it about it. And I also do a Frankly My Dear Pan project, but I do it over the Instagram. Let me guys know if you want to see the video updates of that project as well. Now to the fun part, let's move on to the colorful eyeshadows. I have this palette from Makeup Revolution and Demi. This is my first eyeshadow palette from Makeup Revolution, and honestly, after trying this out, I don't think so I will be getting any of Makeup Revolution eyeshadows, because I really don't like the formula. I mean, they're workable, but not preferred. Like, I would not prefer working with these eyeshadows, because the mattes in here are very powdery and they just blend away to nothing. So let's say if I'm using a sticky base and I'm putting mattes on, then they kind of they're hard to blend, and shimmers, they're not really good either. So yeah, I mean, I would not care about Makeup Revolution formula. I have this palette, so I'm using this, and I'm gonna show you how it looks like. Do you see all the pan? Yes, again, I have frankened this one. I have used up this shade that was here. There was like a yellow shade in here, like the empty pan that you see. I used it up completely. I frankened this with the dark green eyeshadow from my Comfort Zone palette. I also have like a video that shows the franken progress of making like an army green sort of shade. I will link it above in the cards. And yeah, so that is that's gone. I have used this red, pink, and this bronzy sort of shade to create a blush. It's a really pretty blush color. I'm gonna show you how it looks like. This is how the blush looks like. Again, this is not just those three colors. It's I added like some white sort of, it wasn't white but translucent matte powder from Essence, which I'm pretty sure you guys are all familiar with. This is how that one looks like. So I mixed a lot of this powder with those three eyeshadows to get this color. It's pretty. Let's get back to the Revolution palette again. So I have used a little bit of this eyeshadow this one and this to create like a custom purplish color, and that purple color is the purple that you saw in this totally Franken palette. This is how it looks like I've used it a lot. The orange one in here that shows a lot of pan. I created a Franken bronzer using this one and a bunch of other eyeshadows, like cool toned ones. I finished it up, so I don't have that on me to show you guys. And this, I once created like a Halloween makeup look where I painted all of my face green. I will insert that look in the video as well. That's how I was able to get so much progress on this one. It's sort of cheating, like just one use, but as long as we're getting use out of those. The last palette that I have to show you guys is from it's from CoverGirl. It's from their True Naked Chocoholic line. This was gifted to me. I did not buy it. I would not buy this sort of color story. And these are pretty, but they're all dark, so. But this is what it is. My cousin gifted it to me. Like the shade in here was a really light sort of whitish beigey shade, and I used it up completely. These are not like really hardly pressed. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't talk. That's pretty much it for this palette, and I have one pan. I'm not sure if you guys are able to see it. Yeah, here you go. I have used a little bit of this shade and this one from Matte for Matte palette, and I mixed these two guys together with some of that Essence brightening powder, which looks like this, and I created a Franken bronzer, which I have almost used up, and this sits here. Yeah, that's how I've been using these palettes, and I've been frankening a lot from these palettes, and that's why it's really hard to like show the consistent progress, and I don't talk about these ones a lot on my channel. I used up this contour palette from Wet n Wild, and I just kept the packaging again for frankening purposes because it's really convenient for me to have blush and bronzer together. It's a bonus product, but I really want to show it to you guys. This is Wet n Wild powder in Reserve Your Cabana. They call it bronzer, but it's just like a highlighter for me. I have really good progress on this one. I really want to finish it up this year. I think I can do it. And let me know if you want to see some sort of regular updates on these palettes that I really don't talk about, or if you have any sort of project ideas I can include them in. That would be really helpful. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye.